Hello everyone and welcome to another one of my YouTube videos. This is a fish tank update and I know I haven't done one of these in a super duper long time, but that's just because I'm lazy and decide not to do videos a lot. But I've added a ton of plants, driftwood, a mystery snail, shrimp, and I think that's all I've done, although my shrimp had super low survival rates because I think I was doing too many water changes and that was kind of the issue. But hopefully I can fix my tank regarding that and maybe get some shrimp in the future. I'm kind of looking to get some mountain minnows just to add more movement and give my Betta something to do. He's really relaxed and really nice with his tank mates that he already has, so I'm sure it won't be a problem. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it and quit rambling on. So before we get to the close-ups, here's kind of an overview of what my tank looks like. It's got quite a bit of algae and debris on here, but the substrate I didn't rinse whenever I first got it like a noob. And so just there's debris everywhere all the time and my water changes are really gross. So if you get shrimp stratum, rinse it please. Otherwise you will hate yourself for like the next months because all of your water changes will look black. But anyways, I got a lid as well. I wasn't planning on getting a lid because I love the look of a rimless tank with just no lid like that. It looks literally gorgeous if you fill it up like almost all the way to the top. I loved it so much, but Mr. Shanker right here was kind of a bad boy and he decided to climb out of my tank and get into my drawer because I keep the tank on a set of drawers and I usually leave this one open because I'm always doing stuff to my tank. You know, I've got food, I've got my tools and everything. But he was in the corner of my drawer and I hadn't seen him for a couple days and my sister pointed him out and I like lost it. I didn't have like a complete breakdown or anything, but there was a couple of tears shed. I thought he was a goner. I put him in the tank to try and be hopeful, and what do you know it, he was, you know, crawling on the glass that night, and I was so thankful that he was alive because he had definitely been there for a day or two. I was very, very worried, but since then, he's grown a ton. He's been very happy. He has tried to escape the tank on a couple of water change days where I, you know, forget to put the lid on automatically because I have to completely remove it and everything. But he's doing good. He was pretty small whenever I first got him. I would probably say like that, I guess. I don't know. He was very small, smaller than a quarter, I would assume. And he's quite a bit larger now. It's kind of hard to see with the way the glass makes him look. I don't even know if you could see him through the algae. Barely, but he's kind of a big boy now, and I love him so much. He's a sweetie, even though he's completely mischievous. More mischievous than the Betta, I would say. Like, he's quite laid back. He's not even bothering the shrimp that are by him, which he didn't really like them at first. He was kind of upset that they were in his territory, and now he's just kind of learned to cohabitat. I find that a lot of people say that their longer finned Bettas are way more calm, and I think it's just because they can't swim as fast. They aren't like a regular short finned Betta that can just zoom around the tank everywhere. Mine, since he's really long finned, he's like almost a rose tail, but not quite. He's pretty much just a half moon. And I got him from PetSmart. Like, I was not planning on getting one from PetSmart just because I didn't really trust them that much. But my PetSmart, I think, has a local Betta breeder because all of them looked super duper nice. They had a ton of mustard gas ones and they were just, I love him so much. He was gorgeous and I had to get him right away. Sorry for rambling on about him. I just love him so much. He's my little son, just as much of a son as my cat that you guys saw in the intro. But there's the Anubias that I added. I do plan on getting more Anubias just because it's probably my favorite plant because it has such a deep and rich green and it has really broad leaves that my Betta loves to just lay on and rest on, and it's done really well. It started out really small, but it's grown a couple of leaves and it's kind of progressed through the time, and I just kind of want some bigger ones to fill out the space and add kind of a different green. Most of my plants are a light green, so to have a dark green in there, it's just really nice and refreshing, I find. And another reason for the debris, not only on the bottom, but debris on my driftwood, is because I had Marimo moss balls, and they were not doing very well, which, how do you kill a moss ball, number one? But I had them, and they were getting kind of brown, and so I troubleshot, and turns out Marimo moss balls aren't tropical plants. I mean, they're barely even plants, they're an algae. But they prefer cold waters, and I keep mine warm, and it's been warmer for the past couple of days, because I did a water change and I wanted to make sure there was like no bacteria and my fish was, you know, a happy boy. And usually warmer temperatures promote that. And they were just kind of turning brown. So I have them in a Tupperware container in the fridge right now because they said that that was supposed to help. So we shall see if that will actually help. If not, I may just go and try to get more Java moss or propagate Java moss. Other plants I want to get for this is Monte Carlo. I want to do a carpet. I would have done a seeded carpet, but again, it's submerged and I don't really feel like it would grow very well submerged. I'm sure people have had good luck with it, but just I don't really trust it and I don't want to unbalance my tank by doing that. But yeah, you can see the repens that I tried to do for a carpet have been eaten. There's a couple of little spots left that I just forgot to get out because they were quite, you know, there's some big repens in there and my shrimp just ate all of them. And I don't know why since he has plenty of algae. But I also have this like little clover plant that I really enjoy. I don't have a ton of it, but I do try to place it here and there and it gets really long and puts a couple of clovers out, and I'll cut it in half and plant it somewhere else to try and, you know, make it more dense. And that's what I did with all these plants in the back. And I kind of want to have like a nature aesthetic, and I'm really looking forward to it because I love densely planted tanks. I saw one of my friend's tanks the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, that is exactly what I want. And even though he was like, oh, I don't even do anything to that, I was like, that's beautiful. That's like my goal, to have an aquarium like that densely packed and just that pretty. So I'm wanting to get a larger piece of maybe dragonstone or something and just kind of lay it, have it like kind of low over here just in the middle of this empty spot, and then do the carpet everywhere, have this kind of come up, maybe have some smaller Java fern. I might take that out. If I do keep it, it's probably gonna go in the corner, just because there's a lot going on there, and maybe having like a broader leaf plant would make it more subdued to the part that where there's more going on, kind of like an asymmetrical thing going on. Sorry, I'm getting a little too quick for my mouth here. You know, brain works faster than your words sometimes. But I'm looking forward to adding a lot of plants and some stone and just really trying to make this the best tank I can. I know I'm not going to have this big tank for a super long time since I'm going off to college, and I'm probably going to have to do a 5 gallon or something like that, but I'll probably bring my Betta with me because he probably won't mind. 5 gallons, in my opinion, is probably the good size for a Betta. I think 2.5 can be a little too small and restrictive with how much they do enjoy swimming. But I think 5 gallons, little fish boy would probably be happy with that. Speaking of, he's back there laying down again. Because that's really all he does. He will lay down for a couple seconds and then swim and then lay down for a couple seconds. But like in a healthy way. Like I know some bettas will run around and then just like lay down and not do anything. But he's not just laying down and doing nothing. And he always comes and eats. He had some bloodworms today, which of course made his tummy kind of fat, so I may have to fast him. And I don't know, like I used to like really dislike the aspect of like people fasting their bettas, but you need to, or else they're gonna get bloated really bad. And mine will get bloated so easily. Like I'll feed him 3 worms and he needs to be done. Like that's kind of his limit, is 3 worms or like 2 to 3 pellets that I have, or... And it's mainly because he also eats some algae. Like if I put an algae wafer in for the shrimp, he's eating it as well. If I put, you know, the shrimp pellets in there, he's pecking off it as well. And it's just kind of because bettas are kind of little tubby boys. They enjoy eating a lot. And sometimes that can get them in trouble. And I don't really want to have to worry about that. As far as stock goes in my tank, I want to add maybe an assassin snail. I don't want to get too many, because if you have too many assassin snails, they may go after mystery snails. And I don't want that to happen because I love Shankers so much. If I see anything happening between the assassin snails and Shanker, then I have a person that I can give them to and it won't really be a big deal. That's why I think having aquarium friends is like really nice, because if something doesn't work out in your tank and you don't have like a quarantine tank or something, you can give them to them and it'll be fine. Like I was wondering about putting some other stock in here and I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work. Would you be willing to take it if it didn't work out? And she was like, yeah, of course. So always have a backup plan whenever you're considering adding stock. Like I'm also considering adding mountain minnows just to add some more movement to the tank, because if you look at it from far away, there's really not much going on. Like sometimes he's swimming around like he is right now, but sometimes he's taking a break and he's laying down. And sometimes the snail is back there, sometimes he's on the front glass. The shrimp are really hard to see unless you get like right up on them, and then you can kind of see their little dots of color. But I don't know, I want to add some mountain minnows so that there's more movement, and it kind of gives my beta something to do, to just like kind of chase them around. He's not gonna hurt them because he just like physically cannot swim that fast, and minnows are really fast because they're super small. That's why he doesn't bother the shrimp at all, is because they can just jut around and get away from him really quickly and easily. And I'm also really trying to densely pack all of the plants so that even if he wanted to get to them, they have plenty of hiding space. You know, my shrimp, I didn't even know I had 2 blue shrimp until today. Like, I had 2 blue shrimp that I bought, and I thought one of them passed away, unfortunately. But no, there's 2 of them still here, and that's just because one of them has just been hiding back there somewhere, because, you know, this is kind of the, like, hidey area. This is more open, you know, he can swim wherever he really wants to. But this is, like, a really nice area where everyone can kind of just chill out and not have to look at each other and just, you know, have a good time. Are you flaring? I don't think so. Usually his fin goes up higher whenever he's flaring, but he's definitely staring at him. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Sorry for rambling for so long. I just really enjoy my aquarium. It's definitely a hobby that I want to become a bigger thing in my life, and I want more tanks and things, and that may have to wait until the future, but I'm ready for the future, and I'm really excited for it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me ramble on about my little 2-inch pets. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one whenever that happens, and bye!